rolling sound. Quiet. Here we go. Reading. 1.67. And starting right when action.
Welcome, everybody, to another of our film talks at the Lone Star Film Festival. My name is Tom Provost. I'm a filmmaker and a graduate professor living in Los Angeles, but I'm a native Texan, once Texan, always Texan, so it's really wonderful to be here. And I'm very excited to bring you the part of the filmmaking team of a movie I absolutely loved in our festival that I encourage you to watch if you haven't yet, called Toprak. So let's introduce the filmmakers. If you guys, because I will screw your names up, as a Texan, if you will say who you are and what you did on the movie.
Yeah. Hi, I am Sevgi Hirschhauser. I'm a writer, director, and editor of Toprak.
And I'm Chris Hirschhauser, my husband, and I made the cinematography, the DOP, and the co-producing. Yeah.
Excellent. All right, so husband and wife team. First, where did you meet?
We met back then in the movie set 2009, 2010 in Turkey, in Antalya city. Back then I was a stunt girl and he was making set photography, and we met in the film set in Turkey.
That's so awesome. So like two film nerds like me, but you meet and fall in love on a movie set. That's excellent.
Can happen.
So before I get into the movie, I just have to ask, because you both did a lot on this film. Writer, director, editor, producer, cinematographer, husband and wife. How is that daily working in what for most of us is a very stressful environment?
Yeah, it was exciting to work. I mean, we are used to work together now because we do a lot of in our bread and butter work. We are doing the same thing, and she's doing sound and everything together. What we are doing, and in the movie we did, it was her idea. She wrote it, and we went to Antalya because we wanted to shoot there, and we had preparation. We had 18 days of shooting time. It was very close working because we were a very small set. Everything was very compact, and we had a very tight budget. We financed ourselves the movie. So it was really our family too, because for her family, there were a lot of people helping us and supporting. So it was tight.
Now, how many days did you shoot?
18 days.
18. Okay, first I thought you said 8. That's still really tight. 18 days.
Yeah.
This is a movie that I found extremely moving. It depicts a way of life I knew nothing about, a hard way of life, about this family. But I was really stunned by, a number of things I want to talk about within the filmmaking. But the first thing I want to talk about is you used ultra wide screen, and the images are so stunning and so beautiful, even though it's ostensibly about a very poor family. If you talk a little bit about your use of widescreen, why you chose it, and how you came up with such stunning images.
Maybe it would be nice to talk about how movie idea came out and how we decided to shoot this movie there.
Go right ahead.
Yeah. At the beginning, I was thinking different stories, different ideas, but it was not so strong for me. Then I started to develop from the real life stories, some stories. So my own cousin inspired me for writing my project first, because he also lives in this village town. In the movie, 17 years old teenager Burak character is my own cousin, and he lives with the grandmother in this village town. So then we were definitely sure we want to make a real life stories together. It's a slow pacing movie, but strong character, strong story, and meaningful movies we want to make it. So we went to the location together. So we fall in love, and as a cinematographer, he wanted to shoot in this place. Definitely said we're doing here. I'm happy everything worked out, and I'm happy Toprak came out.
Well, as you were saying, it is I don't want to say slow moving because I was very engaged, but it is a slower movie. It's not an action thriller. There are long passages of no dialogue. It's a very quiet movie, even though it's very emotionally wrenching. What has the response been as you started to show it? Because it's not, kind of the typical movie you would see, at least in our multiplexes here in the USA. How are people reacting to it?
First, thank you very much that you like the film
It's
and
wonderful.
you want to flow. for some people, it is very special movie. So for some people, very boring. I think some people liking, some people finding very boring. But this movie especially made it slow because it was important for me to explain about the story. At the beginning of when I'm writing the script, I said I will not write so many dialogues. I will explain the story from the scenes and from the characters' eyes and from their life form. So it was planned like this. And our shooting time, we said if we are making long shots, long acting, and we will try to make a one shot scenes because I have some favorite directors for a role model for me from Turkey, from another countries, and they are doing it. But I was not sure in my first feature film can I also manage that kind of things because I am not so much experienced first feature. So we wanted to try. I'm so happy. Our actor was also really good actor. I mean, I
Yes.
found really good. I mean, it was working very well, but it was also especially important to show the movie slow going because in village time is not running.
Yeah.
So after we shot the film, I was especially cutting the scenes also again long because when you are in this village town, no any action thing happening, no any crazy things happening. Time is really coming exactly like in speed in the movie.
Yeah, you captured that really well. It actually reminded me of a favorite film of mine from quite a while ago called The Sin of the Green Papaya, which was this amazing Vietnamese movie that just
Mhm.
immersed you in the daily life of the people there. And that was a phenomenal movie, but you do exactly the same. And it was pretty stunning to watch. Again, particularly with, I mean, as you were saying, such great acting, actors who could manage such long takes without having to be, mistakes edited out, but
Mhm.
also just these incredible widescreen visuals. I mean,
Mhm.
you shot this movie wider than like The English Patient. The aspect ratio was really wide. So I'm just curious about your choice there and how you managed to get such stunning images.
Mhm.
So I guess I will answer this. Well, of course, we were aiming for the cinema, so you're working for the cinema screening differently when you were working for television. So I chose big. I love very big totals with a lot of landscape, and the landscape is beautiful over there. So it was an obvious choice to do this and mix it with some close-ups from the actors. That worked out pretty well, I think, and it was just beautiful there. We had desert, green, mountains, everything was there, and yeah, and I like graphic images, and she's supporting that. So it was kind of coming together, everything for doing this kind of images.
Yeah. I'm curious, when you make such, again, what I would say, a powerfully emotionally wrenching movie, like it's not a tough movie to watch. I'm not trying to scare people out of it because I want everybody to watch it because it is so powerful. But it's not, a romantic comedy. What's it like on the set when you are depicting this tough way of life and the huge emotional undercurrents that are going on with the characters in the movie?
Um, I think we were already very set. I'm very, as a director, I'm very emotional person. And beginning of the shooting, we came all together. Everybody was emotional in the set. I don't know. Our main character guy, our Numan Çakır, the uncle character, he was coming from Istanbul. He was a known person. It was difficult for me to connect to him, but he liked the script. I'm so happy his heart was already inside of the script. That's why in the set when I explained him about what I needed, so what I really want to catch, because before the dialogue scenes, I need to get the emotions. Before he starts speaking, dialogue coming out, he has to throw one look to me and he has to explain already what is going on about the station. That was very important for me. We talk about it. But as the first experience for me, it was always question mark like should I have to explain like this or should I have to say directly? The uncle character was getting everything very well, but for my cousin, he's an amateur guy, first time he's acting. So how it will be with him, I was not sure.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, but in this case, Numa Chakra, the actor, helped him also. Like, if he needs to cry, sometimes I say, you have to cry here. It was difficult for me too sometimes. But
Yeah.
he said, um, hey, did you have any bad experience in your life? Did he have an emotional time? How you were feeling about yourself? He was really supporting him to make his emotion come out also. And in the set, we were mostly silent, like in the movie. We
Yeah.
were waiting for the catching the emotions.
It was also
But
helpful that the little boy was also living there. It was his little hometown. He's coming from there, and so the surrounding was very the same. He knows
yeah,
everything over there, and a lot of from the actors too. So it was not like we had to stage too many things. It was like we were able to use the stuff and put one or two actors inside of it. That was very helpful for us. So the set design, everything is mostly over there, and just some lights I put there to make it a little
right.
brighter. So it was for us a little bit easier, for the actors sometimes too, I guess.
Right. Very cool. But
Mm.
like when you get to the end of, say, a day, I don't want to give anything away in the movie. People haven't seen it, but you come to the end of the day where you've done something about the grandmother or the fate of the uncle. Like, do you take that home with you after the day shooting? Do you go home and you're still really, does that emotion go home with you, or can you kind of shake it off and go home and have a happy dinner? Like, it's just such a wrenching movie. I wondered if it affected you during the shoot that way.
It affected me. Finishing movie took 1 year. When I'm editing, each time I never get bored. Still, I'm watching, I still will get bored. But in shooting time, after our shooting done, our actor took another project in Istanbul, and he was working. And he said, "Sevgi, I'm having so many problems. I cannot concentrate on my character. I'm still a German character. Oh my God, you took everything from me." He was telling like this.
That's excellent. Very cool. Yeah. All right. So I directed a movie that I shot widescreen, had very little dialogue, and was slow, and distributors hated it. I mean, most of them did. I had one of my favorite things is I showed it to a distributor, and before we watched it, he said, "Now I just want you to know that if this doesn't have a beheading or a bloodletting or an explosion in the first 5 minutes, I'm not interested." And I was like, "Well, you're going to hate this movie, right?" So as you get it on the festival and are working to get it out there, what has the response to this type of movie been from, say, distributors or exhibitors?
Well, um, first of all, the festivals were very slow in the beginning. We had some American festivals who were not liking the movie. They really said, "Oh, that's a slow pacing," as a criticism. So we were a little bit down for that. But at one point, it came a little bit faster, everything, and then we had nice festivals. And now in Texas, everywhere, and I think when the people like the movie, they love it. Movie.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, yeah, it's not like they say it's New York or something. It's
Yeah.
very polarizing, I guess. So, and for the distribution, we won a prize now in Germany in a very important festival in Hof, Filmtage. It was a really important festival for us. Americans do not know this festival, I guess, because it's really a small town, but it's in Germany, it's a top 3 festival. And I think this will help us getting a distribution now, because now we have 1 or 2 talks about that. And this is a very nice thing to have, because we want to see this movie in the cinema
Yeah.
even when the people are not coming so much. I mean, it's not Dune, it's not James Bond, of course. But I think it maybe finds its way in the cinema. It would be nice.
Yeah.
On the screen, it looks. We just experienced it because all the 6 months now we always had online, and now first time we saw this movie on the big screen in the DCP, and it was really, even me, it was touching emotionally.
Yeah.
I know the media, I've seen it 20 times or something, and it was really emotional for me seeing on big screen.
Yeah, but really few festivals like the film. I mean, thank you very much for giving chance to us. It's very big honor for us, especially for me. I'm a new filmmaker. It's very important for me to see my film in another countries. I mean, I cannot imagine this is the first film and it's in USA in your film festival. This is a very big chance. Thank you very much.
Oh, sure. I mean, I got to say, for a first time filmmaker, it is a very audacious and very, I was just kind of surprised by the confidence and the technique in it. So I applaud you for that. Like, clearly, I mean, I really liked it. And I also would love to see it on the big screen sometime, because it was great watching it at home, but I imagine it is a much different experience in the theater for sure. I read that you had a cast and crew that didn't all speak the same language.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Yeah. So he came as a cameraman And then he brought his friend, German friend. That was his really friend in school. He didn't have any experience with the film. He just came as a camera assistant. Rest of the team is very small, and my friend, my family, my mom, father, and villager. This is all the team. And that's why so main people and then health and people. It's separated two parts. I was in the middle. I was always translating. That was very difficult time for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm German. My friend is German. We speak English. She speaks English and Turkish, and the rest speaks Turkish. So it was the kind of gap in between. The good thing was we were a very small team, so I didn't have to communicate so much. And she was doing this because she had to do it because she was the only one who can speak both languages. She had to translate. It was not a the best situation because she has to concentrate on directing, of course.
Yeah.
But well, this is low budget working. It's independent filmmaking,
Yeah.
so we have to do some more stuff.
But I learned it really a lot.
I guess so. Yeah.
With this film now, I learned it a lot.
I bet you did, indeed. So, well, then, so what is next? What are you thinking of doing after this?
I'm writing movie. Firstly, I want to try another type of film. Like it's very interesting. I like drama and emotional film, but I would like to try myself another type of the film. Um, but after this film, it's also affected me. Not only my actor, not only another people, but still affecting me. I think I will do one more drama film. I'm writing one story about female rights, women rights. One, I want to write a psychological thriller plus drama. I want to try myself, but I'm writing. If we, if we have budget or if we don't have budget, I don't know yet. But definitely, I will make same style. If it is, if we have to stay small, I will stay small, compact, and I will try to produce, keep on making movies because independent movies really special. I like it.
Yeah. So, as you're writing both of these, are you keeping the budget in mind? So you're like, I'm going to keep it very small in limited locations, or on maybe the psychological thriller, are you thinking, well, I'm just going to let my imagination flow and maybe have a lot of locations? Like, how are you approaching it?
It's working two different way, exactly how you said. One, I'm thinking always about budget, and I'm always writing under my budget, like what is possible for my budget, what's my limit. This is always like this. And for the backup for my another try, I'm writing one for the high budget stuff. We cannot say so high budget. I'm not writing helicopters and so on, of course, but uh, when you produce together, I mean, 1 year working together, and sometimes you are what is this part?
Saving.
Saving money from your own budget and making move. What can come out? Uh, I don't like to think about it so much, analytic stuff, analyzing this stuff. But if you want to keep on making movies, that you have to take care of these things. Now I'm
Yes.
doing more.
And we don't want to wait too much on the green light from other people. I think we want to stay independent normally, because if you have a higher budget, of course, you have to convince people, and they want to say something about the script. They want to take some kind of you want to have to take advices from them. That's what we maybe not like so much right now. We want to
Right.
stay independent for this and be flexible. And the other movie we made in like 3 or 4 months before she finished the script, and then we thought, okay, let's go there. So we are very flexible in doing this. It was a very good experience.
But I
Gotcha.
already have some right now from USA, some friends that they are so happy. Our movie is going to film festival, and they already asked me, hey, if you have a low budget stuff, if you need a body in your movie, you can be. I am so happy for this. Why not? That kind of communications are making your job, your project possible. I mean,
Right.
we are traveling LA if there's a no lockdown, okay, right now. But if we didn't have this situation, I'm just thinking, why not? We are traveling there. Let's fly there with the camera, organize some permissions. Your friends are inside, maybe half, two different productions. It's possible. At the beginning, when I was thinking about it, when I'm writing and when I'm sharing my ideas to another writer friend here, um, they didn't experience filmmaking. They just knowing how to write, and they said it's not possible. What you are writing is it never comes out. I said, why? Why not? It can come out. It came out right now, and now I'm thinking, okay, if it is possible, now what else could be possible? Yeah, it's always about asking, learning,
Yeah.
doing, and learning. Yeah.
Excellent. So I have to ask about something you said at the beginning. You were a stunt woman. What's the wildest stunt you ever did?
I was doing karate for years. I had a black belt, and when I'm going to school, parallel somehow I started to work as a stunt in the film set. I was working for the fighting scene. I didn't learn how to burn or how to jump out of the just for the fighting scene. And 2009, 2010, Germany Turkey production TV series came to Antalya, Turkey, and I
Hmm.
was at school. They just came to my karate course. The German crew came to karate course. They just choose me, and I was not speaking English language back then. They just say, "Oh, this is good." Blah. I said, "Oh," and they always translating me. The girl who I will be son of the person, she looks exactly like you. She will be same like you, same everything. Then we met this lady. It was my first experience. We met this lady in the film set. She has a blonde hair. She has a blue eyes. I was like, "I think she looks like me." Then it's about the body size and so on.
Do you miss doing the stunt work?
Back then, when I started this very young age, I was earning so much money. And after this first experience, I started to work in Istanbul without any agencies. Actually, I was feeling very cool because I was giving my own prize myself. I was knowing myself what I can do, I cannot do. And I don't miss right now because when I'm working as a stunt woman, I discovered this. Oh, this is the director. Oh, this is the script on the hand. Oh, this is the cameraman. What are they doing? Oh, this text coming up.
Right.
Live performance here. Oh, it's moving. Then I said, oh, I have to make my own stories too. Then I have to write down, and then I have to. It was like a little puzzle, always coming like a puzzle. Because
Mhm.
I didn't study film. I study in Antalya tourism management at university. That was the best job in my city,
Yeah.
management study. So yeah, just
Okay.
working in the sets, different departments, puzzle came all together, and then
Right.
I okay, I will make my own film too.
It prepped you very well. Excellent. And Chris, how about for you? I imagine you guys will continue to work together, but are you interested in working with other directors and on other films, or what are you wanting to do?
Well, I think if for a cameraman or for a DOP, it's easier to work in other projects because they're not your own. I
Yeah.
mean, she has to prepare everything. I will always be in her project when she will ask me to, and I always help her. And she's always the first, of course. But it takes a long time to prepare a project, to write it, and to finance it. So, of course, I'm working with other people too. And yeah, it's nice. I'm coming from photography, and I didn't study too the cinematography. So it's more like an evolution for me involved into this. And so I'm very happy about doing movies. I like it. I like being on set and being with other people
Yeah.
and being creative there and working together with the director who's asking for advice. And this is very nice to work with. And yeah, I think it's working out.
Excellent. Well, I mean, this is an amazing calling card for you as a DP, and for you also as writer, director, and editor. Again, very impressed that you edited it also. So thank you
Yeah.
so much for speaking with us today and for sharing your movie. And for all of those watching, I really do encourage you to catch Toprak. It is a wonderful, beautiful, very moving film. So
Thank you
thank you
very
for
much.
being here.
Enjoy the movie, please.
Yeah.